That's, I was thinking that, pass it around and
I was thinking that's something we do
later.
on the side type thing. Everybody could introduce themselves, do some, well, whatever they want to do.
Alright, so summary again, a small group of people who live and work in the city and have on occasion ventured out for small-time personal quests. Nothing monetary or large enough to draw the attention of other guilds or the eye of the Legion.
Fair enough.
So one day, which is today, two of us have found out that our ranger guide friend is held up in this tavern, drunk at the bar again, but this time he's overly emotional, ranting about his family. He seems more distraught than usual, and he doesn't seem to acknowledge you guys.
Francis, what in the hell is going on with fairness?
Oh,
So he's affected.
Easiest to do with the gruff voice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm empty over here. Give me another beer. Give me another drink. He's talking to you.
He's the cook.
Where's my drink?
One of the waitresses will actually come outside. I would assume you would have gone outside to see him since he's bouncing.
Yeah.
And be very concerned. Your friend in there, he's getting very rowdy and loud. He's overdone it again. Perhaps you should go in there and take care of him. Bouncing.
Sarah, start watering his drinks down a little bit. We'll see if we can get him calmed down.
I want my drink.
A few minutes later, you're brought another round of drink. And you're shaking your head and you're very emotional.
How busy it is in the tavern right now?
It's middle of the day.
So not
Around
too
lunchtime, it's got some
Okay.
business going on.
So I'm busy right now. So I was asking if one of us is able to get away, if myself or Francis can go sit down and talk to him.
You're the cook. You'd be more so to do that than a bouncer would.
If it's lunchtime, I'm probably busy cooking.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Monsieur Auguste. I will keep an eye on him. Again.
Go back to the kitchen. Order up!
Make my way over to the table.
All right. So you go inside and you go over to the table. You see him sitting there, drinking some beer, shaking his head, and seems to be saying things over and over. Once I find it, keep saying that house, that goddamn house.
Bonjour, Thieves. You okay?
Sir, mumbling to myself, damn house. Damn place.
What house are you speaking of?
And this is where I would have a lot of bad experiences, right?
This is from what you read. Yeah.
Damn house.
Do we need to take you to the house, the home, with the others?
Damn stories about that. I heard about that house. Grew up in this house. Don't want to go. Gotta go find him.
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 Who's him? Who is this him you're speaking of?
They're getting frustrated.
My father.
Your father.
Not a good person. You gotta find him. Bring him to justice.
You begin to put a little bit together yourself. A group of gnomish adventurers were in a little earlier, and they announced a great find. A dungeon nearby in the basement of an old mansion on the western shore.
Oh. That house. Old times.
Yeah.
Death. Yes, can we talk?
Yeah, just talk while I'm cooking.
You remember them gnomes from earlier? The wee little lads.
Big appetites on them, yeah.
I can't take him seriously with his voice. And I forget how to do a French accent halfway through every
Think
time.
of poutine.
La la la. Well,
With the tree of Dundare, eh?
Not French Canadian.
Well, the gnomes,
Tabernacle.
they brought up this house off in the district with the dungeon underneath it. Our friend, his father might have been there. He's very distraught.
Do we know the backstory with your father? Was that something that you would have shared with us or kept to yourself?
What if I more or less kept it to myself?
So he's got daddy issues, huh?
You wouldn't be wrong.
You gotta work things out with your family. It's important. Maybe he needs to confront this thing and talk to everybody else.
Do you know where's the rest of the party?
Probably at the house. Why don't you see if you can get him back to the house? I gotta finish up the lunch rush here and I can head over and meet you guys there.
Do you see how busy it is? Do you think I can leave at a time like this?
Well, I'm still here. I don't think anybody's gonna start anything. We've got plenty of food coming in.
Need more drinks here.
I'll go talk to the boss.
Woman rushes over, puts more drinks down, sees him there.
So whatever starting gold chain did have.
It's half gone. Madame, do you care if I escort my friend to our house, away from this fine establishment?
She's like, let's go. They want him out of there, obviously, making quite the commotion.
Come, friend, we'll get you home.
Go away. More drinks.
She's making a commotion. The time gray, yeah.
Friend, we need to go. You're causing a
No,
bustle.
They
More
bring him in
drinks.
the door and arrest him immediately.
You've had enough.
No, never is enough.
True.
Maybe one to go?
So, kind of get up, start making my way to the bar, see if I can get more drinks quicker.
All right. What's a good check here to see how you're walking?
Constitution?
Constitution's good.
Dexterity, keep his balance. That's the beauty of the system. Pick a stat.
Look at that.
Strength to make sure you can continue standing.
Charisma to bluff that you're not drunk.
Pretty much all wisdom to know you are drunk.
3 or 4 of my best ones.
Roll against to ask
roll
for
it.
another
Con.
time. Or two.
What do you want me to roll?
Constitution.
Constitution.
17.
Oh, awesome.
Or no, actually, Constitution,
Oh.
15.
Very, very good. So you're fine. You're drunk. Drinks are not affecting you. You're used to drinking, and you make your way right over to the bar here.
Because 15 is a medium difficulty roll.
My friend, we must leave.
Why?
You obviously have issues to talk about.
I'm taking care of those issues now.
This is not the answer.
Yeah, it is. It's always the answer.
Friend, I'd rather not carry you out of here by force.
More drinks!
You get another drink. Although, because you're still good in your constitution, you can tell this doesn't look quite like ale. This looks like water more so than ale.
I said drinks, not this crap. Throw it.
Uh-oh.
Sir,
Hey!
now you're insulting my fine establishment.
From the floor, you can hear in the back, Mr. Cook, sound of women yelling out and patrons moving about as someone's causing a ruckus up front.
Go out to the front. I see the drink on the floor.
Yep.
Give me a real drink.
Dennis!
Give me a real drink now.
Nobody throws temper tantrums in here except me.
I throw a tantrum. I just want real beer.
You making a mess in here, not good. Go home. Maybe I'll get you a drink at home.
Give me a real drink and I'll go home.
You're making a mess of my place. Stop it.
Want a real drink. One more drink, I'll go home and drink at home.
The women look at you from behind the bar.
Give me a drink for him.
All right, make one up,
I'll make sure the mug gets back.
and they hand you a big old mug of ale for the road.
Alright.
Take your drink and go home. You're being mean. I don't want you back here till you're being nice again.
Grab the drink. Let's go.
All right, you're doing good with your constitution, so you walk right out the door without spilling a drop.
You're being mean. Stop being mean.
You walk right out, mug of ale into the street. You're all pissed off. You're unhappy. You don't like what the gnomes have found.
Immediately arrested for drinking and driving.
You probably follow them out in
Damn
the
straight
bouncer
I do.
into the front. You're bringing them back to the house.
Yeah.
So you travel through the residential quarter back to the small house you have.
Do perception on the way.
Oh, you got an active
It's
perception
active.
going. You're noticing everything's normal. It's
See if I can find another tavern to duck into.
yeah,
boy.
I'm sure you can.
You ain't gonna duck in another tavern, boy.
So just so we're all clear, it's almost the end of winter, going on spring. It's gonna be gray skies. It's cold. It's shitty. It's not freezing cold, but it's cool.
Okay.
It's there's water, mud, melting snow. It's dark. It's kind of crappy out. So, okay, so make your way out into the streets. People are still going here and there, whatever. As you're going, we're gonna Theranos is gonna duck into a different tavern.
Just going to try and duck into another tavern.
He seems to try. He's having his mug of ale going down the street. He's just gonna walk and go towards another
I
tavern.
want to grab his tail.
His what?
Tail.
Tail.
Oh.
Tiefling.
All right.
You ain't going in there.
All right. Someone grabs, or your buddy there grabs your tail as he sees you're making your way for the tavern and says, what he said.
As he's grabbing it, trying to turn around, give him a little backhand and leave me alone.
Can I catch his fist?
Catch his fish. Sure. You can catch it.
You are not going in another bar.
I want another drink.
Home.
Here, I want it here.
Home.
This is home. This is my home. I want another drink.
You want another drink?
I need to write
Yeah,
down
here.
the familiar is.
You don't get another drink.
More drinks. Take care of problems.
You should have marked his page.
No, I was just.
That's what I meant to
I
do.
didn't need that. That was a weird.
Friends. Take care of problems.
No, enough.
Drinks.
Our best problem solvers ever.
Amen.
My friend, you have a problem. You might be a bit
No problem.
alcoholic.
No problems. More drinks.
I'm gonna start dragging them by the arm I have back to the house.
Yeah, you attempt to bring him back to the house by the arm. Do you go, or would you like to not?
Trying to get away from them.
All right, so you can get away from him unless you want to forcibly try to.
I'll pick him up and throw him over my shoulder.
All right, so strength.
Thank you.
15, 16, 17.
All right, you can pick him up, put him on your shoulder, but it depends what he does. He's doing very good. Roll another Constitution just for fun. See how you are at this point.
6.
Oh, okay, so he's been.
The last drink did it.
Last drink did it. He's not doing
Well
so
been
well.
there.
And you're unable to avoid the struggle of getting on his shoulder. You're on the shoulder. You're not happy about it. You can voice your complaint all you want, but you're being carried back to the house. sometime later you're going to get back to the house and you will see before you your small shack of a house that you guys can afford. It's all right. It's just a very, very tiny, modest place to hang out with what you can and what you have.
My raven is on the roof above the door.
You're on the roof. Now remember, it is lunchtime. If you guys are out doing your jobs or if you're at the house, it's up to you.
I'm the sponge.
You're the scribe. Are you at the house or are you out doing your job?
I'm at the house. I'm not because
Are you scribing?
I only scribe
Regular.
when I feel like it.
Oh.
I'm the sponge.
Are you,
But I can't scribe.
watching TV? Okay.
I'm taking a nap.
Oh. All right, and are you
I'm
out
not
about?
taking a nap now.
Are you at, where would you be?
That's a good question because if I'm practicing my profession, and if I'm practicing my profession, which you have to do for 8 hours a day in order to make a living, so I don't know how the sponge is affording.
I'm sorry, let me eat one.
That's what I mean.
I'd probably be out working
I would think so. Oh, yeah.
At the local tailors.
So for whatever reason,
Said regular, right here?
El Neros has decided he's not going to work today.
Regular food.
He's at home, so you come into the house with him over your shoulder, and you plop him down on one of the nearest beds, waking El Neros.
Oh, El Gennaro.
What are you doing? I'm trying to take a nap here.
Our friend is a tad bit drunk.
Take him back to the bar. Get him a drink.
No. Not a good one.
I thought he was 12.
Who? Him?
Who's serving the 13-year-old at your bar?
Don't know. Him.
As long as you can afford to pay them.
That's right.
Serve you.
Yeah. There's no age of consent law either, in case you're curious.
Oh shit.
What's this purple?
What do you think I never played basketball for?
So,
He is rambling on about his father and some mansion, dungeon thing.
Oh, he's got daddy issues, eh? That's why he always goes for the older men.
You're not the second to say that.
you're still conscious. You're just very drunk.
I'm gonna get up and go
Am I
get him
oh,
on the
yeah?
go. You said we have a. Oh, I don't know what we'd have in the house, but
If it's written down,
I'm trying.
No.
then you own in your house goods.
No.
We wouldn't keep hail to the house.
I want some.
Only if it's written down. And we buy it from house.
Then don't.
Start rifling through the cupboards and that, they're looking for more alcohol.
Let me see what
and
I can
stuff.
do about this. But I'm using for the days, my ability to do, it's like a quick and silent spell. So I don't need to use verbal or somatic to do it.
Alright.
It cost me 2 of my 3 points.
Terrible. He's drunk.
Yeah, I just don't want to know what I'm doing.
Start rifling through the cabinets, looking for alcohol.
Not causing a ruckus in the street. Or at the bar.
So he's not normally like this, but he's going crazy. And you cast what?
That's what I was looking for. I know what's on there, I just can't find it. There it is. I'm going to suggest you gotta walk inside. It's an area effect. Oh, he can't resist it then. Because he's only a 3. No, it's hit points. 10, 18, 19, 20, 21, 25.
Bigger resistance.
Doesn't even affect him.
Nope, got more hit points than that.
You should have maximized.
All it does is something real or power.
So you watch him go through the cupboards, he's acting crazy. Trying to stop him, but he's not succeeding.
My friend, you're casting a spell. It's a good thing I'm happening outside.
How would you know you cast it?
No, I'm casting this.
Well, you asked me to step outside for a reason, do you not?
I just need verse outside, I'll take care of this.
Roll your extra d20.
What's my extra d20 for?
You casted a spell. That's not cantrip.
Oh, yeah. It's not a 1.
Oh, that's gonna get out of hand real quick.
I need to look to know how many spell slots the Howard is.
I thought you said it took
Two for the one I did. So I still have a spell slot. Not a spell slot, but a point. Sorcerer point. I will have this stuff available next time.
There is no idol in the house.
Yeah, there is.
I think it's down in the basement now.
Basement in your one-story house.
Hey,
Basement's mine.
Oh, basement? Get aboard basement.
Subtle spells. Subtle spells called to do what I just did. It's only one sorcerer point.
Pretty sure you can't double mana magic, so
You know what?
use more than one mana magic on a spell.
That depends on the meta magic spell. It says meta magic option. Wait, you can use a power spell even if you have already used a different meta magic option. That's just what a power says, not the rest.
All right, so it doesn't work. What are you gonna do now? What do you want to do? He's going through the cupboards of the house.
go to bed, you bumbling buffoon.
Still early. Want more drinks?
There is no drink here.
Yelling in from the door.
These are not the drinks you're looking for.
Come on, Narrows, deal with this.
Try it again. I'm going to use my Titan, it's called.
Which one was it?
You're going to use one spell point. I can roll these. If they're high enough, I can re-roll them.
Reroll all of them or some of them?
I'll two with my. I can re-roll 4 of them.
So you keep the higher ones and roll the lowest. Right. That's
Yeah. So I'll keep those two as. Oh shit. Keep the 5 or not?
Keep the 5.
Probably not.
You need at least 7s.
Oh,
Or 6s. 6s I can do it too.
Not enough. 18, 8, 26, 31.
No, I don't.
No.
Yeah.
30.
All right, your attempts to use magic on him are failing. He's flying through the cupboards. He's all worked up, making a mess in the house. Whatever you're trying to do is not working.
You won't care at this point because you're drunk, but character knowledge, you know that having a messy kitchen is Jeff's biggest peeve. You make a mess of his kitchen,
Oh, it's a mess.
And you are going to pay.
That's not my pet peeve. It's yours.
That's what I
Francis,
think.
you're outside wondering what's going on. You're yelling in there constantly to see if anything's changed.
Do you have it under control yet?
I'm gonna go up to him and say, "What's the problem? Come on, talk to me. Tell me what the problem is. I want to know exactly what the problem is."
No alcohol in this place.
That's your only problem? There's no alcohol in this place?
Right now, yeah.
Okay, let's go get you some alcohol then. Come on.
Down with us. Let's go.
Step in front of the door. He is not leaving this fine establishment.
There's no alcohol here for him.
I had to throw him out of my bar when he was causing.
Let's go to another bar then. He says we gotta work at go to your bar. Let's go to another one.
What was this you were saying about your father?
all the extra years or
Father. I'm the French pirate.
What, my father? That no kid son of a...
Did you even know him?
Yes, I knew him. Not a good person, not a good.
What is his name?
Oh, I even,
Nope.
don't want...
Sharpen up on the spot. He's pretty bad.
You care to pass him? We need to get him more alcohol so he will fall asleep.
No.
It's the only way to make him sleep.
Yet. Just because I am the French doesn't mean I don't speak the other languages yet. The Giants, they are truly Russian.
Well, you got a good point. Bring him where he wants to go if he wants to talk and drink. You don't want to see him self-destruct, so you're stopping him from drinking, which is fine.
The other wee lad will be home when he's done his cooking shit.
You know, it's going to be a couple hours.
Well, I guess everyone of you is a wee lad.
And the very petite man is probably off making women's clothing. I envy him for taking their measurements.
Not my kind. They breathe.
But I do not think taking him out for more beverage is a good idea.
I think it's a very good idea.
No.
Yes, I do.
Yes.
And I'm going to.
No.
Yeah.
I agree with him. Grab him by the arm and start dragging him out the door. Let's go!
I'm standing in front of the door.
Gotta push you out of the way.
Good
Right.
luck.
Strength check.
Strength contest.
What's that?
Strength contest.
Nope. Strength check to try to move him out of the way. He's blocking the doorway. Just roll a strength
He's not
check.
opposing him, he's just standing.
Okay.
With
So just my
disadvantage
strength.
because you were drunk.
Just my strength.
Roll a 1.
He goes to go past you, hits the door frame, and falls to the ground. He seems to be almost unconscious and begins muttering again, "That house, that damn house. This is all his fault."
Write this stuff down. It's the good stuff.
Yeah. Before he feigns off into unconsciousness.
Pick him up.
So if you're making a list of the things that have taken you out, you can add door. Well, door frame to be accurate.
Alright, you pick him up and you bring him over to a bed and put him down.
Yep. What is this about his father?
I have never heard of the guy before today. Some, I don't know, demon, human, I don't really know the
Started
teeth
mumbling I
stuff.
started mumbling in my sleep. Animals.
That was the name! Some gnomes came into the bar earlier talking about a dungeon underneath a house in North District.
No, outside of the city.
Outside.
On the western shore.
Outside of the city in the west. He has some idea his father was there. I don't know. Maybe we can get some information from him when he's more sober.
I ain't thinking on her. They're mumbling like that.
I
It's my nap time.
I don't blame you. Go make a living for once.
I'm getting a little frustrated with that.
Go make a living for once, you potato.
Somebody has to guard the house.
And what, you think you can do
I
it?
was just being a good house member and guarding the house.
That's exactly what you're complaining about in the first minute.
And
You two
now,
argue on until it's later in the day, around supper time when everybody starts to come home from their chosen professions.
I'll be the last one home, so we're gonna have to do a dinner rush.
All right, roll a Constitution check. There again, Mr. Dinerus. Right there.
that's another one.
Wow, he's just out. Okay. Everybody gets home, he's out, he's still in bed.
What was going on with Daenerys today? You guys figure anything out? I'm assuming he's in bed.
He needed a drink.
He had too many drinks.
He ran into the door frame and knocked himself unconscious. Was quite comical.
That was.
7 out of 10.
Out of curiosity, will you guys have cleaned up his mess?
No.
Probably.
Kitchen's an absolute
You were just
wreck.
the worst
Cleaned it up.
roommate.
Oh.
Ha!
Yep, I am.
No.
I'll make some
You
dinner.
missed all the days on viewings.
I see this.
I'll get dinner made. Why don't we try and wake him up and see if we can figure out what's going on?
How about I explain a little bit of the knowledge I have so far to the rest of the party before we wake the bumbling buffoon up?
You talk, I'll cook.
The bumbling buffoon has daddy issues. That's about it. He has some idea his father is in some dungeon underneath a house outside the city walls in the West District. I do not know.
His name's Thanos.
What is outside? What is the Southern District?
To the west.
Southern district of the city is the waterfront.
Where this is?
This is
The
outside
west.
the city.
Outside the city,
west.
to the west.
West coast.
You leave the city.
Yeah.
It's a mansion of old. So this is one of the places that people used to live in before the demons came. Big famous mansion.
Okay.
And when the demons overran the land, the place would be abandoned. Somebody would probably still have owned it. There would be ownership of it. Like, who knows? We don't know much else.
History about the mansion. What would I know about it? 12.
Again, a word has spread, and you remember tales of a mansion, a great mansion, over on the western shore, being owned by a very rich man, a man with a lot of money, built a great house, a great mansion in the west in the old days, before the demonic wars. Yeah, it was passed down throughout the family to different generations.
It was well liked.
It was well tended to, very well kept. Just one of those big estates type thing. But as time goes on, it would fall into ruin and whatnot.
But these people were well liked. There was never any.
What mean things did the gnomes tell him that got him so mad?
So it seems that at the tavern today, the gnomes had expressed that, well, being a guild of adventurers, which they were, and out on an adventure, they came across this mansion, being handed down by family. Someone hired them to go explore the mansion, find any valuables inside, and bring them back. Simple task. But when they went there, they found something beneath the mansion, a giant dungeon. So the gnomes had come back to the city to tell everyone that they had found this giant dungeon and bring it to the attention of other guilds that want to explore, that want to go in it, that want to do certain things. Most of the finer details, he will know, not us, but this triggered him. Having heard it, he knows of this place more so than anyone else. It could even be something personal to him, we don't know. Maybe he's involved in the family, we have no idea. All he knows is that he's rambled on about his father. That something in this has triggered memory of his father.
Things.
First time I've heard him speak of it.
I have never heard of it besides at work today.
We'll give him a nudge, see if he'll wake up. He's been asleep for a while.
Hey, you've been asleep for a while, you can wake him up, sure. When you wake up, you're in your right mind. You're back to your normal self.
Hungover.
Hungover. Not feeling too good.
Bump on the head.
But you're not crazed. You're not drunk.
Alas, my friend, you're running to a door.
And still wouldn't remember what about
Yep,
the story
sure.
about gnomes.
Yep. Oh, I will. Those are awesome.
I was also. No, I was also.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I knew there wasn't a lot of sauce in it. Alright. They're good.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, not feeling.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, not feeling right.
You wake up on the bed and your party's around you. Everybody in the house is kind of hanging out, wondering what's going on.
Here we go.
Announcements like this are made all the time. Why did this one set you off, is what they're wondering.
Good or more?
What does this house do?
This house, not a good place. Not a good place now.
Now, was it a good place before?
Yes, it was a good place before. My so-called father came in, killed the family that lived there, tortured them.
In that order?
No.
Stop being drunk.
Yes, in that order, Jeff. Just read.
Might have said that.
He's into necrophilia, so.
You judge. Continue your story.
And then the guy, he's so sadistic and everything. He started taking locals and torturing them, doing some kind of experiments on them, whatever else.
What do you mean experiments?
Just, I don't know exactly. I was young when he was doing this. He would have me watch some of them, like cut them open, whatever else, and saying this is what I had to do when I grew up and everything, trying to follow in his footsteps. My mom caught wind of it. She didn't like it and everything, and she packed me and her up, and we left.
He sounds like a bad man.
Yeah, he is. When I got old enough to get trained and everything, I started looking for him, getting information. I couldn't find them. Leads went cold and everything else, up until those gnomes came in and mentioned something about stuff going back in that mansion again.
I thought they said there was just something underneath. What makes you think this has anything to do with your daddy?
Many a times I went by. I never went to the place itself inside recently, but I have gone by, and there was nothing in there. And the only thing I can think of would be my father. if there's any activity.
One thought etched into your mind was that door.
Yeah.
What door?
Are you saying you're going to share this thought with us?
Yeah. There was a door. It said "Go to hell" on it, and he would never let me near it.
It was the portal.
Did the gnomes describe this one?
I'm missing the connection as to why we think there's something active now. Like, did the gnome, like the gnomes found the house with a dungeon? Okay.
He's got the information.
All right.
Yeah. As far as I know, would the demons be still there, or they would be gone by now? Or they would have been gone?
Demons are all over the outlands. They'd be all in the fields. They'd be anywhere and everywhere that.
As far as I know, my father would come back to this place every so often, and he said there's some kind of connection to his experiments in that door, and so once in a while, like once a year or every few years or something, you go back and start doing stuff back at that adventure again. And it would be right about now when he would probably start going back.
There we go. Coincidence? I think not.
So what do you want to do about your father?
I've been hunting him down for years, trying to find him and bring him to justice.
4 years.
Yes.
You are we live.
What kind of justice? Something that needs to be known.
The proper justice.
I don't think many demons go to court right now.
I said the proper justice. I didn't say the justice system.
Well, what do you define as proper justice?
He's a demon that doesn't belong in this world and should be ridded from this world.
So banishment.
Yeah.
I've killed some of them demons out in the wild. When they die, they like melt away or go away or something like that. Like, they don't stick around and stink up the place.
Unfortunately.
Seems good for us. Prefer food.
All right, so he tells you basically the story of his father from what he remembers. He's very, very young, so he doesn't remember much. He remembers being at this house, and one thing that the gnomes brought up was something about the door. There's a door that they found. When he hears the door, all he remembers is a picture in his mind of this door, and it's something to do with his father. He doesn't quite know what, but he remembers violent experiments and things going on. At one time, it was around this door. This door is located now near this mansion, and he's just kind of thinking about it. It's kind of re-triggered memories.
And the gnomes that were part of the adventure group came in and said that they had found this place, right?
They were describing what they found,
Right.
and set him off. It brought something back in his mind.
Maybe we
They're
should
telling
check this out.
other groups. So other groups are going to get permission and things from the Legion to go and adventure to this place.
That's what I was thinking.
We don't need permission. We're not very legal.
But we don't want to meet him there either.
These Legion people, they have to tell them it's okay to go, right?
The Legion would, yes, have to. Would have to be okay to go on property.
So doesn't
Why
that
don't that-
take time for that to happen? So if we go now, we can stop the bad man before anybody says we can't stop the bad man.
And Maris, do you think you could guide us there?
Yeah. I would know the way.
How far?
How far away would that be?
You know, to get to that location, it would be 4 days by foot or 2 days by mount, by a horse.
How fast is on
One of the things the gnomes did bring up is that in a day or so, they will be going back, part of the guild, and taking other guilds with them, whoever wants to go, as a caravan. So they will get other guilds and adventurers and whoever is going, and they will all leave together to go back to this place, to stake it out, build a little camp, and guilds will show up, come and go to do various goings-on. As it will become a recognized site for
So if we get their net going now, we get there before they.
How powerful is your father?
You're very young.
Yeah, to me, he would be a very strong demon.
Do you believe that we did sufficient?
He's also guided by passion. Because he's been hunting this guy.
I want to know. One person